I was getting tired of walking upstairs looking at a blank wall. I went from this to this. I'm going to walk you through this first time installation and go over my mistakes, so if you're looking to do this yourself, your job will come out even better. That's what I do. I make sacrifices for subscribers, so please subscribe. Let's go. When I enter into a project, I look to see where to start and what the problem sections could be and how I'm going to approach them. Problems, or let's say challenges, always come up. First thing, I mark with a pencil where the studs are so the nails will hold the boards. Next, I saw online several people start from the bottom and work their way up. Personally, I felt it's better to have full pieces at the top and finish on the bottom by the floor. If there are any small strips or tight cuts, I can have some leeway and finish off covering this with baseboards. If I had crown molding, that could be a different story. Also, I have this plug to deal with. I already purchased the product and the wood planks are on the thick side. In addition, the flooring was installed against the floorboards, not under, and they're tight in there. Here's the product I purchased. They're 8-foot long planks. The wall is 12 feet long. For me, I didn't want too many tones on the wood. I figured this gray stain I wouldn't get sick of or it wouldn't get dated as fast. Hopefully that was a good decision. I purchased about $300 of planks to cover the wall. Also, to make the job easier, I purchased this $44 nail gun online, which was a must. I'll leave a link below. I'm sure it's not the best, but it did do the job and you will need an air compressor. The nails I used were 16 gauge, 1.5 inches long. Also, the tip of the nail has these go in straight. Some nails are angled at the tip and they curve when you shoot them into the wood. In addition to the nail gun, I purchased construction adhesive to make it a tighter install with areas that I can't nail into a wall stud. These planks are shiplap. Just install one piece over the other and hide the nail on the tongue. The idea is to hit this at an angle into the stud so they won't pop out. There are other types of joints for planks such as tongue and groove. These seem much harder to install. The boards are tighter and if there's any warping, there will be a problem. After the plank was cut to fit, I dabbed the glue every 1 to 2 feet. I put the first plank up, and the cleaner you hang one, the second will be easier. With this, I needed to adjust the nail gun, but if a nail didn't go through all the way, I punched it in deeper, so the tongue from the overlaying board wouldn't lift. Also, it's so important that these are all level and spot on. If it's off a little bit, this gets accentuated even more later on, as I discovered. The first one is dead on straight. I progressed through with using long planks but also staggering the seams. With this, I need a small cut to keep the seams inconsistent. You can see how the plank lip just goes right over and hides the nails, but also I put 2 to 3 nails on top to secure the plank better. They are well hidden into the wood, and with the gray and the gray pinhead, this helped. I wanted an open section for picture frames to break up the look and try to make things look unique. The top plank for the opening, to make it look cleaner, I cut the lip with a jigsaw, carefully trying to make it as straight as possible, which I didn't do too bad of a job. One of these days I'll get a table saw, but this job was small enough to avoid purchasing one. I put this stick on the left vertically to butt the planks right up to it evenly as a guide. This helped make everything straight and clean. The project is continuing. One of the difficult decisions was how long and wide this opening should be for the 3 pictures to bring everything together. I feel I have the right size for this wall and the number of pictures I'm going to put in. Also, a deciding factor is not to cut a slim strip the length of the wood, so everything looks even and symmetrical. Every once in a while, I'll make sure everything is level. Again, it gets worse if it's not. I found this out. This reclaimed wood can also be warped, so when purchasing it, it's best to make sure they lay flat on the edge and the back. I ran into this problem with a board I hung, and others after it I had to wrestle to fit square. It's flush on one side and now gapped on the other. I tried to cut the size of the board small to lessen the size of the gap. There is still a small gap, but not as noticeable and extreme. Man, again, I had to do a lot of fiddling to lessen the gap. Now I have the plug outlet to deal with. Before I get into the plug outlet, I gave the kids a little message and I finished off the opening with some round molding and spray painted it after I nailed and filled the holes. No nails in sight, and I feel this was a nice finishing touch. The plug I should have planned better. Since the wood was thick, I was going to have the plate insert inwards, but it looked all wrong. Also, I made the decision not to take off the baseboard. I took a small piece on the left-hand side and the floor, it butted right up against it and it was difficult to take off. Taking it off would have ruined the baseboard and have me go back in to redo it. I ended it right before the baseboard and I'm happy with the finish, and it eliminated a huge headache and extra work. You may have a different opinion about that. For the electrical outlet, I got longer screws so the socket would stick out, and I put a plate over it. The plate didn't cover the cutout and it looked bad, but I had an easy solution for this to clean this up. I put a small piece of wood as a spacer to bring the plug out and made sure the bottom edge held it out. My solution to clean this up was to purchase a larger wall plate. The end project, I think, looks great and wasn't expensive, roughly $350 with the glue and my new nail gun. It also brings warmth to the room. It's still level throughout, and so are the pictures. I hope this helps you prepare for your project. If it did, support the channel and let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribe.